Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the Smackdown and AEW Rampage review. Smackdown tonight was from the Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, while Rampage was taped from the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. And Smackdown tonight, I thought it was just a very mid-show, in my opinion. It wasn't terrible, but just very mid, in my opinion. But tonight on SmackDown, we had Charlotte Flair versus Asuka once again. This is rinse and repeat. How many times have we seen Charlotte and Asuka go at it? It's the same old shit. We had AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross, another match that we've seen already with them too. We also saw L.A. Knight, he ended up taking on Top Dolla. And we were supposed to have Santos Escobar versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. But I'll get to explain that because we crowned a new United States Champion tonight. But overall, SmackDown, just a very mid-show it was. But anyways, let's jump right into the review. SmackDown opened up tonight with the first match. Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. How many times have we seen Charlotte and Asuka go at it? Say it with me, folks. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, it's all this is. Rinse and repeat. We've seen these two go at it before. It's the same old shit. Match started off with Asuka delivering some right hands to Charlotte, but Charlotte came back with some forearms to Asuka. Charlotte delivered a running shoulder tackle, which knocked Asuka down. Charlotte then ran the ropes, but Asuka delivered a drop kick to Charlotte. Asuka then ended up kicking Charlotte, but Charlotte ended up tripping Asuka up, and Charlotte ended up hitting Asuka with a big boot. Charlotte then went up to the top rope. Asuka ended up getting to her feet, and she ended up throwing Charlotte off the top rope. Asuka went to the second rope. She ended up hitting Charlotte with a drop kick, which was followed up by a running kick to Charlotte's face. Asuka ended up going for the cover, and Charlotte ended up kicking out. And then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, Charlotte ended up landing a crossbody off the top rope to Asuka. Asuka got to her feet, and Charlotte delivered some chops to Asuka's chest. Charlotte ended up going for the cover, and Asuka ended up kicking out. So we had Asuka again to her feet. Charlotte ran the ropes. She ended up hitting the spear to Asuka. And then Charlotte ended up going for the figure eight. But out came Damage Control. Out came Bayley and Skye. So that distracted Charlotte. Asuka ended up rolling Charlotte up for the cover, but Charlotte kicked out. So Charlotte then ended up hitting Asuka with a big boot. Bayley got on the ring apron. Charlotte ended up going to knock Bayley down, but Bayley ended up jumping off the apron. Asuka then ended up hitting the double knees to Charlotte. So we had Skye end up delivering a drop kick off the top rope onto both Charlotte and Asuka. So the ref ended up calling for the bell. So post-match, Bayley and Skye end up beating up on Charlotte and Asuka. And pretty much that was that. So the match ended in a no contest. But waste of time this was. How many times, like I said, have we seen Charlotte and Asuka go at it? Rinse and repeat, as always, with WWE. Vince loves his rinse and repeat strategy that he likes. And then, as SmackDown came back from the commercial, Kayla Braxton was backstage with Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar ended up telling Braxton that he has one word to describe what he is feeling, and that is confidence. He ended up saying that it starts tonight. So then Austin Theory came out of nowhere and attacked Santos Escobar. Theory ended up slamming Escobar into this production crate. So officials ended up having to break up the brawl between Theory and Escobar. Theory then slammed the top of the production crate onto Escobar's leg, and pretty much that was basically that. So Austin Theory, doesn't want to face Santos Escobar. So that's why he took out, Escobar here. And then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we saw, the WWE doctors with Santos Escobar, and Escobar had ice on his left knee, and he was also in pain for what Theory ended up doing to him. So we saw that. And then we had AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. How many times have we seen these two go at it? Like I said, rinse and repeat. But this was a good match here. Styles and Karrion Kross worked good here. So Styles was accompanied by Mia Yim. The match got underway. Styles delivered a drop kick to Karrion Kross, which was followed up by a backbreaker. Kross then got up, and Styles went to the ropes. Kross then delivered a back body drop to Styles. Kross then ended up throwing Styles across the ring, and he ended up throwing Styles face first into the turnbuckle. Kross then ended up placing Styles on the top rope. He ended up going for a suplex, but Styles ended up sliding another, and he ended up tripping Kross down. So Styles then clotheslined Kross to the outside. Styles got on the ring apron. He ended up going for a knee to Kross's face, but Kross ended up grabbing Styles, and he hit Styles with the Death Valley driver onto the commentary table. And then SmackDown went to commercial. And that spot where Kross ended up throwing Styles face first into the turnbuckle, he actually went hard into the turnbuckle, which was absolutely crazy. So then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, Styles was in control of the match. He delivered a forearm in the corner to Kross. Styles was on the ring apron. He ended up going for the phenomenal forearm, but Kross ended up getting Styles in the cross jacket. But Styles ended up bouncing off the ropes and got it into a cover, and Kross ended up kicking out. Kross still had the cross jacket locked in on Styles. So Styles began to fade a little bit, but he ended up getting back up to his feet, and he runs into the turnbuckle, which broke up the cross jacket. Styles then lifted Kross up and slammed him down onto the canvas. Styles ended up going for the cover, and Kross kicked out. You had Styles end up delivering a kick to Kross's head. Styles jumped off the top rope. He landed the 450 onto Kross. Styles ended up going for the cover, and Scarlett placed Karrion Kross's leg on the ropes, which broke up the cover. So that led to Mia Yim running after Scarlett, but Scarlett ended up moving out of the way, and Mia Yim ended up running to the ring post. Kross then delivered a suplex onto Styles. Kross ended up going for a clothesline, to which Styles moved out of the way. Styles ended up kicking Kross in the face. Styles ended up going for the Styles Clash, but Scarlett got on the ring apron and distracted Styles. That led to Mia Yim tripping Scarlett down off of the apron. Mia Yim ended up throwing Scarlett onto the commentary table. So Styles ended up hitting Kross with an overhead kick, and Styles ended up hitting the Styles Clash onto Kross. Styles ended up going for the cover, and he ended up winning the match. But overall, very good match this was. But like I said, how many times have we seen Styles and Kross go at it? And Kross, WWE is just burying him. overall, it was a very good match. And then, as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we saw Cathy Kelley. Cathy Kelley was backstage with Austin Theory. Theory ended up telling Cathy Kelley that he is upset and that he might not get to defend his United States Championship. So Rey Mysterio ended up coming in to Theory. Rey ended up telling Theory that Escobar will make it out there. So Theory ended up mocking Escobar, ended up saying that good because he was concerned about Escobar. So that was that. And then we had Edge. Edge wasn't advertised for SmackDown tonight. He was advertised for next week's SmackDown because next week is going to be Edge's 25th anniversary. So he will be there next week on SmackDown in Toronto. So Edge ended up getting on the mic. He ended up saying that he was not advertised and that he got his 25th year anniversary in the WWE next week in Toronto. But he ended up saying that he saw Calgary was on the list a week before. He ended up saying that it has been too long since they have all seen each other. Edge went on to say that next week in Toronto, he will have a match against a man he never faced one-on-one before. He ended up saying that man is Sheamus. Edge ended up saying that they have a lot of history together. He ended up saying that Sheamus is the reason he is still standing in the ring. He ended up saying that Sheamus is the guy who lit the fire and made him realize he can do this again after his retirement. Edge ended up saying that Sheamus called him and got him on his YouTube channel to work out. Of course, you all know that Sheamus, has a YouTube channel where it's basically all workout. Forgot the name of his channel here. Just look it up here. If any of you are interested in checking out Sheamus's channel, it is called Celtic Warrior Workouts. So that's Sheamus's YouTube channel. You want to check out, his videos. So Edge ended up saying that the light bulb lit in his head during their workout. And he thought maybe he can do the only thing he is supposed to do again. Edge ended up saying that he called Sheamus before the 2020 Royal Rumble. He ended up saying that he had to know if he was ready. And Sheamus went to his house, and he became part of his extended family. He ended up saying that they got in that ring every day, and they kicked the crap out of each other. He ended up saying that he realized after that he was ready. So Edge then ended up introducing Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes down to the ring. So the Brawling Brutes got into the ring. Of course, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch. Sheamus got on the mic. He ended up saying to Edge that he mentioned their workout on YouTube. And he has that video saved. And of course, we saw clips of them working out. They were biking. Edge ended up falling off the bike. So that's on Sheamus's YouTube channel, Celtic Warrior Workouts. So Edge ended up saying that he has something in his back pocket too. And it was a picture of both him and Sheamus on bikes, with Sheamus on Edge's daughter's bike. Sheamus ended up laughing, and he had telling Edge this is his platform, but he wants to get serious. Sheamus ended up saying that in 2004, he was at a crossroads. He ended up saying that if he was going to work for his dream of being in the WWE or not. And he also said that he was in Ireland, and WWE would come to town. He ended up saying that he went to speak to the talent, and they all gave him the cold shoulder, which that sucks. So he ended up saying that everyone gave him the cold shoulder, except for one guy, Edge. Sheamus ended up saying that Edge did not have to give him any time, but he gave him his time and gave him the best advice he ever heard and bought him a pint of Guinness. So Sheamus ended up saying that where he comes from, that's a big deal. And he knew Edge was a world-class act. He ended up saying that the fact that they never wrestled together is astonishing. Sheamus ended up saying that the truth of the matter is that without their conversation, he would not be standing in the ring. Edge ended up saying that he appreciates that. But all that being said, next week in his hometown, two veterans slapping the crap out of each other, and after that they can even have a drink. To which the fans end up chanting yes. Sheamus ended up saying that he has a deal. So Sheamus and Edge both end up shaking hands. Sheamus ended up telling Edge that he just hopes he didn't make a mistake. So pretty much that was basically that. But overall, this was a enjoyable segment. Edge is going to be facing Sheamus, next week on SmackDown in Toronto, for Edge's 25th anniversary in the company. Edge has never faced Sheamus before. So it's going to be a very good match next week in Toronto. Very much looking forward to it. And then we had L.A. Knight, versus Top Dolla. You can already tell who won this match. Top Dolla was out there, and we had B-Fab and Ashante, the Adonis, also there. Ashante was wearing like this backpack on him. It looked like he was going camping with that backpack on him. So the match got underway. Knight ended up running to the ropes, and his leg was dragged by Ashante the Adonis, and Top Dolla ended up knocking Knight down. Top Dolla then distracted the ref as Ashante ended up hitting Knight with a right hand. Of course, B-Fab also got involved. Top Dolla ended up lifting Knight up. Knight landed on his feet. Knight delivered some right hands to Top Dolla, and he landed a bulldog off the second rope. Ashante got on the ring apron. Knight ended up knocking him down. Knight ended up delivering a jumping elbow onto Top Dolla. And then Knight ended up hitting Top Dolla with the blunt force trauma, the BFT. Knight ended up going for the cover. And there you go. LA Knight ended up winning the match. Post-match, Knight got on the mic. He was going, yeah. He ended up saying that it doesn't matter if it's on Raw, SmackDown, if you call yourself Awesome or Uncle Phil. But at the end of the day, you will know what name it is. And then everybody was going, L.A. Knight, yeah. And that was that. Overall, easy win for L.A. Knight here. Then we had Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio backstage. Adam Pearce ended up coming in. Escobar ended up telling Pearce that he is ready to go. He's ready to face Austin Theory for the United States Championship. So pretty much that was that. Then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we saw the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. They were sitting down. They were having some drinks. Lashley ended up saying that tonight is a celebration of new partnership and new opportunities. Lashley ended up saying that he sees a lot of talent between them. But last week, how did that feel? Dawkins ended up saying that it felt great, especially in suits. Montez Ford ended up saying that it feels like their job is not finished. Lashley ended up saying that gold is all there for them to take. Ford ended up telling Dawkins and Lashley that the sky is the limit. Lashley ended up saying that SmackDown is ready for a new team to run the place. And I'm really interested in this new team with Lashley and the Street Profits. Hopefully WWE doesn't fuck this up, but obviously knowing them, they will, as this goes, on. But I'm interested in this new stable with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Hopefully, we get Bianca Belair in there. I want to see Bianca Belair turn heel and align herself with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Of course, her husband, Montez Ford, is in that. So, Bianca Belair will fit perfect in this new stable with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Then we have Santos Escobar. He walked down to the ring, and Austin Theory ended up attacking Escobar from behind. This is the second time tonight. He ended up going after Escobar's leg, that he ended up dropping that production crate door on. So Theory got into the ring. So we had Cruz del Toro, Walking Wild, Rey Mysterio end up coming out there. Also, officials ended up checking on Escobar. Adam Pearce was also out there. Theory got on the mic. He ended up saying that Escobar is too weak. He ended up asking the ref to come down and raise the greatest of all time's hand. So Adam Pearce got on the mic. Adam Pearce ended up announcing Rey Mysterio will face him for the United States Championship. And I'm like, we saw Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio 2 weeks ago. And Rey Mysterio lost that match. He lost a United States Championship Invitational matchup. And this week, we see Rey Mysterio taking on Austin Theory for the United States Championship because Escobar couldn't compete. So I'm like, what are we doing here? So we got the match, Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. This was a okay match here. Match got underway. Rey Mysterio delivered a crossbody off the second rope to Theory. He ended up going for the cover. Theory kicked out. Rey ended up climbing the second rope, but Theory ended up getting Rey on his shoulders. Rey delivered some right hands, and he slammed Theory into the turnbuckle. Rey ended up going for the cover. Theory ended up kicking out. Theory delivered a kick to Rey's face. He lifted Rey up on his shoulders, but Rey landed on his feet. He ended up kicking Theory with a kick to the side of his head. Rey ended up getting Theory down on the second rope, and he ended up going for the 619, but Theory caught him. Theory ended up placing Rey on his shoulders, but Theory was in pain because Rey ended up delivering a kick to Theory's back. So Rey tripped Theory up on the second rope, and Rey ended up hitting him with the 609, and Rey followed up with a splash off the top rope, which he hit that very fast on Theory. Rey ended up going for the cover, and there you go. Rey Mysterio ended up winning the match, and Rey Mysterio is your new United States Champion. So, post-match, Rey walked up the ramp. He was there with Escobar, Walking Wild, and Cruz del Toro. And they were all celebrating. And that was basically that. But overall, it was an okay match. But like I said, Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar competed in the United States Championship Invitational match. Rey lost to Santos Escobar. This was supposed to be Santos Escobar's moment here. But they slot in Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is the new United States Champion. So this could go in different scenarios here. Number one, will we get Rey Mysterio versus Dominic again at WrestleMania? I think Rey's going to have a long reign as the United States Champion. Will Rey Mysterio's last match against Dominic at WrestleMania be Rey Mysterio's retirement match? I think it possibly will. So that's scenario number one. Maybe Dominic will take the United States Championship off of Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, and that will be Rey's retirement. So that's scenario number one. Scenario number two. Will they turn Santos Escobar heel. And Santos Escobar faces Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. So it could go in two scenarios there. But yeah, Rey Mysterio is your new United States Champion. And then we had Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns ended up coming out. Of course, he was accompanied by the wise man, Paul Heyman, and Solo Sikoa. Reigns stood in the middle of the ring. He ended up getting on the mic. He ended up telling the crowd in Calgary to acknowledge him. Roman then ended up asking Paul Heyman where Jimmy is at. Paul Heyman ended up telling Roman that he doesn't know where Jimmy's at. Roman then ended up asking Paul Heyman if he has seen him or talked to him. To which Paul Heyman ended up telling the tribal chief that he hasn't seen him and that he spoke to Jimmy this morning and Jimmy was salty with him. So then we go to ringside. Jimmy was there. He was wearing all black. And we had Paul Heyman, Roman, and Solo Sikoa. They all turned around and they had their eyes on Jimmy. And the crowd was booing Jimmy. Jimmy got on the ring apron and he got into the ring. Fans were chanting to Jimmy, "You sold out." So Roman ended up telling Jimmy not to worry about the fans and how they mean nothing. So Roman then laughed. He was like, all right, let's be real about it. And Roman ended up saying to Jimmy that he owes him one. He ended up telling Jimmy to name it. Name his price. Whatever he wants. It's done. Roman ended up telling Jimmy, oh, if you want a new car? Done. You want a boat? A yacht? Done. A jet? Done. So Jimmy got on the mic. He ended up saying to Roman that he wants nothing from him. He ended up saying what he did at SummerSlam had nothing to do with Roman. So Roman looked all confused. He ended up telling Jimmy that he must be confused. He ended up saying that he knows who he is and he can make anything happen. He ended up saying to Jimmy that if he wants power, position, to be the new right-hand man and be main event Jimmy, they can make it happen. So Jay's music ended up hitting. Jey Uso came out. Jay got into the ring and he was face-to-face with his brother Jimmy. Jay grabbed the mic from Jimmy as Roman, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman were in the corner. Jay ended up saying that he is about to throw 37 years down the drain right now if Jimmy doesn't tell him why he did it. Jimmy ended up telling Jay that he did what he did because he loves Jay. So Roman was shown laughing in the corner. Jimmy ended up saying that he did it because he was afraid to lose Jay. He ended up saying that if he would have beat Roman, he would have become the tribal chief. And then what happens to them? Not only he would have been the tribal chief, but he would have gotten power that would have made him like Roman, corrupted. He ended up saying that Roman is corrupted and that he has been playing them. And that he would never be able to live if he saw him become an egotistical, lying asshole like Roman Reigns. So the fans started chanting asshole as Roman was smirking in the corner. Roman was just laughing, through this. You could tell that Roman was loving this. So Jimmy ended up telling Jay that he was afraid that Jay was going to leave. He ended up saying that if he doesn't believe him, if he doesn't want to speak with him, fine. But it's because he loves Jay. Jimmy ended up saying if he wants to kick his face off 37 years of pain to do it. So Roman was in the corner. He was telling Jay to kick him. Jay shaked his head and he turned his back to Jimmy. Roman stood in the corner as Jimmy left the ring. Roman then began to laugh. He kept saying if there wasn't a perfect time for an I told you so, he told Jay that he is a hothead. He thinks with his emotions. He kept saying tonight isn't about him and his brother. Roman kept saying that this night is about one thing. It's been like this for 3 years. So Roman ended up telling Jay to acknowledge him. And then Jay superkicked Roman in his face. Sol Sikoa then attacked Jay. Sol Sikoa ended up going for the Samoan spike. Jay ended up ducking that. And Jay ended up hitting Sikoa with a super kick. Roman then ended up hitting Jay with a Superman punch. Roman then tried to go for a spear to Jay, but Jay ended up hitting him with a super kick. And Jay ended up delivering a spear to Roman, knocking him down. Jay then grabbed the mic, and he ended up telling Jimmy to hold on. Jay ended up calling Jimmy back, and as Jay and Jimmy went to go hug, Jay ended up hitting Jimmy with a super kick, laying out Jimmy. So Jay looked at the camera. He ended up saying to the camera that he is out of the Bloodline, and that he is out of SmackDown, and out of WWE. Jay then jumped the barricade, and he ended up leaving through the crowd as SmackDown went off the air. Overall, this whole thing was just a mess, in my opinion. Where are they taking this Bloodline story now? WWE has convoluted this already. So Jay, is out of the Bloodline, he's out of SmackDown, out of WWE. Jay's not leaving WWE. This is a whole thing for them to write Jay off of television. I think Jay's going to be taking a break. I think this is what they're doing for Jey Uso. But overall, SmackDown was just a mid-show, in my opinion, tonight. Moving on to AEW Rampage, which I thought Rampage was a decent show tonight. We had Darby Allin versus Brian Cage. The International Championship was on the line where Orange Cassidy defended the title against Johnny TV. We had Aussie Open, Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher take on the Outrunners, Turbo Floyd, and Truth Magnum. And the main event, we had Saraya versus Skye Blue. Of course, the winner, gets added to the Women's World Championship 4-way match at Allin. And it's predictable. You can already tell who won the match and is going to Allin because it's in her home country. But overall, Rampage was a decent show tonight. Good wrestling on tonight's Rampage here. So Rampage opened up tonight with Darby Allin versus Brian Cage. And this was a good match here. Very physical match between these two. Of course, Brian Cage was accompanied by Prince Nana. Match started off with Darby Allin delivering a dropkick to Brian Cage. He ended up sending Brian Cage to the outside. Darby Allin was looking to go for a tope suicida to Brian Cage. Brian Cage ended up staying on his feet. Cage ended up sending Darby Allin crashing into the barricade. Cage ended up holding Darby Allin in a delayed vertical suplex position, and he planted him inside the ring. And Brian Cage followed up with a superplex to Darby Allin. Brian Cage then tossed Darby Allin into the corner, and then Brian Cage ended up firing off some stomps to Darby Allin, and he delivered a chop to Darby Allin. So we had both guys end up going to the outside. Cage ended up delivering some right hands to Darby. Darby ended up sending Cage crashing into the ring steps. Darby ended up stomping on Cage's hand, and he ended up jumping Cage. Cage ended up getting Darby Allin off by sending him through the timekeeper's area. So Cage then ended up planting Darby on the ring apron spine first and stomped on his neck. So Rampage went to commercial. Then as Rampage came back from the commercial, Darby Allin was in control of the match. He delivered a Tornado Scorpion Death Drop to Cage. Cage then fired back with a pair of power bombs. to Darby Allin. So Darby Allin then went up to the top. He delivered a coffin drop to Cage on the apron. He ended up getting Cage back inside the ring. Darby Allin then delivered the Code Red, and he ascended to the top. Prince Nana tripped Darby Allin by opening the door for Cage to get Darby Allin on his shoulders. So Brian Cage ended up going for the cover. Darby Allin ended up kicking out. Brian Cage ended up getting Darby up on his shoulders. He ascended to the top rope. Darby ended up countering into a crucifix bomb, and Brian Cage ended up rolling through. Darby Allin then rolled Cage up. So there you go. Darby Allin ended up winning the match. Post-match, Luchasaurus, the TNT champion, blindsided Darby Allin and beat him down. Christian Cage was watching from backstage, and pretty much that was basically that. Overall, this was a very good match from Darby Allin and Brian Cage here. Very physical matchup here. And now we have Renee Paquette. Renee Paquette was backstage with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Britt Baker ended up putting over the Bunny's return from injury. She ended up saying that nobody is stopping her from holding up that AEW Women's World Championship in front of 80,000 people at Allin. So pretty much that was basically what Britt Baker had to say. You know, she's ready to take on the Bunny on Dynamite Wednesday. But obviously, we all know who's going to win. Britt Baker is going to win the match come Wednesday on Dynamite, which is going to be Fight from the Fallen. That's the name of the show Wednesday on Dynamite. And then we had Orange Cassidy versus Johnny TV. This is for the International Championship. And this was a okay match here. Of course, Orange Cassidy, 18-0 as the International Champion. If he would have beat Johnny TV tonight, it will be 19-0. So we had Johnny TV end up making his way out first. We had Harley Cameron and Aaron Solo, QT Marshall, end up accompanying Johnny TV down to the ring. Harley Cameron doing singing, which was awful, in my opinion. So then Orange Cassidy then came out. Orange Cassidy was carrying a bag, which had the International Championship inside of it. So the match ended up getting underway. Orange Cassidy delivered a modified arm drag to Johnny TV. Johnny TV rolled to the outside, and he regrouped with QTV. Harley Cameron distracted the ref, and we had QT and Aaron Solo end up surrounding Orange Cassidy. The referee ended up catching QT Marshall and Aaron Solo, and so they ejected all of QTV from ringside. So Harley Cameron, QT Marshall, Aaron Solo went to the back. Wheeler Yuta was out there. He then tried to interfere, but the ref ended up catching Wheeler Yuta also, and he ejected Wheeler Yuta as well. So Johnny TV took advantage of all this, and he delivered a right hand to Orange Cassidy on the outside. And then Johnny TV ended up planting Orange Cassidy on the apron. So Rampage went to commercial. Then as Rampage came back from the commercial, Cassidy ended up sending Johnny TV into the top turnbuckle, face first. Wheeler Yuta was on commentary here. Johnny TV ended up tripping Orange Cassidy. Cassidy ended up hanging himself from the bottom rope. Johnny TV was looking to go for a kick to Cassidy, but Cassidy ended up ducking the kick. He ended up going to fly to level Johnny on the outside. So Orange Cassidy ended up delivering a cross body, but Johnny TV delivered the Moonlight Drive. Johnny TV followed it up with a kick to Orange Cassidy. He was looking to go for a Starship Pain, but Cassidy rolled out of the way. So Orange Cassidy ended up ascending to the top. He delivered a diving DDT and also a tornado DDT to Johnny TV. And then Orange Cassidy followed it up with the Orange Punch and the Beach Break. So Orange Cassidy ended up going for the cover. So there you go. Orange Cassidy ended up winning the match, retaining the International Championship. And Orange Cassidy is now 19-0. In his reign as International Champion. Post-match, Orange Cassidy grabbed the mic, and he kept asking Yuta what's taking him so long to get down to the ring. Cassidy ended up telling Yuta that he wants to punch his face in. Yuta made his way down, and we saw Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli end up appearing at ringside. They ended up joining Yuta on the ramp. Yuta ended up grabbing the mic. Yuta ended up saying that the Blackpool Combat Club could make sure Orange Cassidy leaves in an ambulance, but it's a little beneath them, and it would accomplish nothing. Yuta ended up saying that he wants to hurt Cassidy emotionally and mentally. He ends up saying that he wants to take the only thing Cassidy cares about. So Yuta then ended up challenging Orange Cassidy to an International Championship match in Nashville next week. So there you go. It's going to be Wheeler Yuta versus Orange Cassidy for the International Championship next week. But overall, okay match it was from Orange Cassidy and Johnny TV for the International Championship. And then we had Aussie Open. Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher, they ended up taking on the Outrunners, Turbo Floyd, and Truth Magnum. This was a quick match here. This was just get Aussie Open an easy win. Of course, MJF and Adam Cole on Dynamite, they put out a challenge to face Aussie Open at the All-In 0 Hour for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. But this was an easy match here. Mark Davis and Turbo Floyd started off. Davis ended up landing a boot to Turbo Floyd. Both Aussie Open ended up delivering a double back elbow to Turbo Floyd. So Aussie Open then ended up sending the Outrunners crashing into one another. Fletcher ended up tagging in. He delivered a thrust kick to Truth Magnum. So Fletcher ended up delivering a cutter off the middle rope, which he got some assistance from Davis. So Davis ended up tagging in. Aussie Open delivered a double lariat to Turbo Floyd. And then Davis and Fletcher followed up with the Coriolis on Turbo Floyd. So Aussie Open ended up getting the win. Post-match, Aussie Open ended up grabbing the mic. Mark Davis got on the mic. He ended up asking if Adam Cole and MJF really think they have what it takes to call themselves a real tag team. Fletcher ended up saying that the only reason fans care about MJF and Adam Cole is because of MJF inevitably backstabbing Adam Cole. So Fletcher then accepted their challenge for the match at All-In 0 Hour for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. So Aussie Open ended up saying that they will walk out still holding the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. So that was basically that. Overall, easy win this was for Aussie Open. But the match at All-In 0 Hour on the pre-show, Aussie Open versus MJF and Adam Cole for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, should be a good match. Looking forward to it. Both teams are going to deliver. Main event, Saraya versus Sky Blue. The winner gets added to the AEW Women's World Championship 4-way match at All-In. And obviously, we all knew who was going to win this match. I mean, Sky Blue, she's good to look at. She's pretty, but she's just green in the ring. I don't know why they keep giving Sky Blue TV time if she's just going to keep taking loss after loss after loss. You might as well just keep her off TV. So we had Saraya being accompanied by, of course, Ruby Soho and Toni Storm. And the match got underway. Both Saraya and Sky Blue locked up. Saraya ended up slapping Sky Blue. Sky Blue ended up executing a backslide. So Sky Blue delivered a sunset flip And we had Saraya and Skye Blue end up taking turns rolling one another up, which I freaking hate that. I fucking hate when they have a roll up and the ref goes 1, 2. They roll up 1, 2. Roll up again 1, 2. It is stupid. I hate when they do that spot in a match. I really do. I'm like, oh yeah, you're going to get a 3 count after that many roll-ups. Stupid. Stop doing roll-up after roll-up after roll-up where the ref counts 1, 2, roll-up, 1, 2, another roll-up, 1, 2. Stop with that. It just looks fucking stupid. So Skye Blue then end up landing a crossbody to Saraya, but Saraya end up rolling out of the ring to take a breather. Toni Storm and Ruby Soho checked on Saraya. Skye Blue then end up delivering a kick to both Toni Storm and Ruby Soho. Skye Blue was looking to go for a cannonball off the apron, but Toni Storm pulled Saraya out of the way. Skye Blue ended up crashing onto the floor, and then Rampage went to commercial. Then when Rampage came back from the commercial, Saraya was in control of the match. She delivered a step-up knee to Skye Blue. She landed a run knee, and then Skye Blue ended up rocking Saraya with a step-up knee of her own. And then Skye Blue delivered an enziguri to Saraya. Saraya ended up firing back with a thrust kick, and she locked in the cloverleaf on Skye Blue. Skye Blue made her way to the bottom rope to break up the cloverleaf. Skye Blue then delivered a thrust kick, and then she hit the code blue to Saraya. She ended up going for the cover, but we had Toni Storm distracting the ref. So Ruby Soho was on the ring apron. Skye Blue was looking to take Ruby Soho off the apron, and then Ruby Soho ended up spraying the green spray paint into Skye Blue's eyes. And that led to Saraya take control of the match. Saraya delivered a cradle DDT to Skye Blue. Saraya ended up going for the cover, and there you go. She ended up winning the match. Obviously, Saraya was going to win it. So Saraya gets added to the AEW Women's World Championship 4-way match at Allin in her home country in the UK, in London. It's going to be awesome to hear that crowd react to Saraya, being back in her home country. So very much, looking forward to seeing how that crowd pops for Saraya. I mean, we're coming up a year of Saraya being in AEW. She made her debut at Grand Slam last year in September, which I was at that show, in Arthur Ashe Stadium. And what a moment that was of Saraya debuting there. Just the crowd went nuts. It was unexpected to me, in my opinion. But post-match, we had Saraya, Toni Storm, and Ruby Soho, the Outcasts, continue to beat down on Skye Blue, and Dynamite, Rampage went off the air. Overall, this was an easy win for Saraya. She's going to her home country, at Allin in Wembley, in the 4-way match for the AEW Women's World Championship. But overall, Rampage was a decent show tonight. But anyways, that's it for my review of SmackDown and AEW Rampage. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow for AEW Collision. AEW Collision is looking like a good show tomorrow night. So, until then, see you all tomorrow night.